one of Portugal's two autonomous regions, Madeira is formally known as the Autonomous Region of Madeira, the other being the Azores. It is an archipelago located in Micronesia, a part of the North Atlantic Ocean, about 250 miles, about 400 kilometers, to the north of the Canary Islands and 520 kilometers, 320 kilometers, west of the Kingdom of Morocco. Despite being a neighboring island in the southern archipelago and having a European culture, sociology, economy, and politics, Madeira is geologically situated on the African tectonic plate. 251,060 people called it home in 2021. Funchal, the capital of Madeira, is situated on the southern shore of the main island. The Savage Islands and their distinct archipelago, the Savage Islands, are administered together with the islands of Madeira, Porto Santo, and the Desertas. Funchal, the region's capital, is home to around half of the region's inhabitants. The Portuguese Constitution's administrative political statute of the Autonomous Territory of Madeira grants the region political and administrative authority. As an outlying region, the Autonomous Region is a crucial component of the European Union. Typically, the subtropical climate of Madeira is relatively mild and moderate, with Mediterranean summer droughts and winter rain. At various altitudes, there are a variety of microclimates. Initially uninhabited, Madeira was claimed by Portuguese sailors serving Prince Henry the Navigator in 1419, and they eventually settled there around 1420. The archipelago is regarded as the first territorial discovery of the Age of Discovery's exploratory phase. It is a well-liked year-round resort, especially with fellow Portuguese people, but also with Brits, 148,000 visits in 2021, Germans, and the like, with 113,000 visits in 2021. It is the Portuguese island that is most populated and densely populated. The region is well known for its Madeira wine, vegetation, and animals, and the UNESCO has designated the prehistoric laurel forest as a World Heritage Site. In terms of cruise ship dockings, Funchal's main harbor has long been the top Portuguese port and a crucial stopover for transatlantic passenger cruises between Europe, the Caribbean, and North Africa. Additionally, the Madeira Free Trade Zone, also known as the International Business Center of Madeira, was formally established as a regional economic policy tool in the 1980s. It is made up of a number of incentives, primarily tax-related, that are given with the intention of luring foreign direct investment centered on global services to Madeira. Madeira's archipelago is 520 kilometers, 280 miles, from the coast of Africa and 1,000 kilometers, 540 miles, from the continent of Europe, approximately a 1.5-hour flight from the Portuguese capital of Lisbon. A few time zones farther west in the Atlantic, on the same parallel as Bermuda, is the island of Madeira. The two archipelagos are the sole land on the 32nd parallel north in the Atlantic. The Torre Madeira Ridge, a bathymetric feature of immense dimensions aligned along a north-northeast to south-southwest axis that runs for 1,000 kilometers, is where Madeira is located, 540 nmi. The longest submerged point of this underwater structure, which has a lengthy geomorphological relief that stretches from the abyssal plain to 3,500 meters deep at around latitude 36 on, is at a depth of about 150 meters. Although the Torre Madeira Ridge's origins are unclear, the lithosphere's morphological buckling is one possibility. On the Torre underwater mountain range, the island of Madeira is located at the summit of a huge shield volcano that rises roughly 6 kilometers, 20,000 feet above the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. Over 5 million years ago, during the Miocene period, the volcano began to build above an east-west rift in the marine crust along the African plate. It persisted during the Pleistocene until about 700,000 years ago. This was followed by significant erosion, which left two sizable amphitheaters in the island center that face south. On top of the previous eroded shield, volcanic activity later resumed, resulting in scoria cones and lava flows. Only 6,500 years ago, the island's west-central region had its most recent volcanic eruptions, which produced further cinder cones and lava flows. Madeira is home to a variety of bioclimates. There are obvious variances between north and south-facing places, as well as across some islands, based on differences in solar radiation, humidity, and yearly mean temperature. The islands get mild to warm weather year-round due to the Gulf Stream and Canary Current. According to the Instituto de Meteorologia, IPMA, the average annual temperature at the Funchal weather station was 19.6 degrees Celsius, 67.3 degrees Fahrenheit between 1981 and 2010. Relief affects precipitation levels. Locations like the Madeira Natural Park, which has lush green laurel forests, can receive up to 2,800 millimeters (110 in) of precipitation annually, whereas Porto Santo, a much flatter island, has a semi-arid climate. The mountains of Madeira receive snowfall during the majority of winters. Along the shore of the main island of Madeira, the yearly average temperature exceeds 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, according to the Portuguese Meteorological Institute. Many indigenous plant and animal species can be found on the island of Madeira. The island's native subtropical rainforest, which formerly covered the entire area and earned it its name, the initial inhabitants burned down the island to make room for farming, is largely extinct in the south. Madeira means wood in Portuguese. The valleys in the north, however, have native trees with beautiful growth. UNESCO has listed these laurisilva forests, also known as Lauraceae madeirans, particularly those on Madeira Island's northern slopes, as a World Heritage Site. Laurisilva woodland has been present in Madeira for at least 1.8 million years, according to the island's paleobotanical record. Madeira is home to critically endangered species like the vine Jasmina mazoricum and the rowan Sorbus madeirensis. Since it hasn't been spotted since 1977, it's possible that the Madeiran large white butterfly, an endemic subspecies of the large white that lived in laurisilva woodlands, is now extinct. A lizard species belonging to the Lacertidae family is called the Madeiran wall lizard, Tyradugesiae. The species, which is the only tiny lizard unique to the island and is highly numerous there, may be found from sea beaches to elevations of 1,850 meters, 6,070 feet. It may climb into trees and is typically found in rocky or brushy areas. Additionally, it can be discovered on building walls and in gardens. It consumes some vegetable stuff in addition to tiny invertebrates like ants. The stump regenerates slowly and the tail is easily lost. It can be any shade of brown or gray, occasionally with a hint of green, and tends to match the color of the animal's surroundings. The autonomous region of Madeira's headquarters and largest city, Funchal, is situated along the island of Madeira's southern coast. A natural geological amphitheater made up of volcanological structure and river hydrological processes surrounds this modern city. The suburbs and streets ascend about 1,200 meters, 3,900 feet, starting at the harbor, Porto de Funchal, along mild slopes that contributed to offer a natural shelter for the early immigrants. It follows that Madeirans, Portuguese, Madeirenses, as they are known, are ethnically Portuguese even though they have evolved their own unique regional identity and cultural characteristics. The island was inhabited by Portuguese people, particularly farmers from the Minho region. There are just under 256,060 people living in the Madeira and Porto Santo region, the majority of whom reside on the main island of Madeira, 251,060, where there are 337 people per square kilometer. Only 5,000 people reside on the island of Porto Santo, where there are 112 people per square kilometer. Funchal is home to the Catholic Cathedral, and about 247,000 people, 96%, there identify as Catholic. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more discovery videos.